Do you ever feel invisible, isolated, unfulfilled in your life abroad? When you move to another country, you're leaving your network behind, you're leaving your career, maybe even your identity, and you find you have to reinvent yourself in the new country. So today, as I walk on this lovely trail, I'm also going to walk you through my roadmap, which is called the Bold Moves Roadmap. I'm going to cover the 8 C's, my framework to help you go from feeling invisible to getting seen, known, and heard, going from feeling isolated to finding your community, your supportive network, and learning how to tap into your potential, your expertise, and showcasing it to your network, to your target audience, so you get the opportunities you want and deserve. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. If you're watching this YouTube series for the first time, or this channel, the Expat Woman channel, for the first time, my name is Naina Kaputi. I'm the founder and CEO of the Expat Woman, and I help women make bold moves abroad. And when I talk about bold moves, I don't mean moving to a new country. What I mean is, after you move to the country, how do you stand out? How do you get seen, get known, get heard, elevate your impact, your influence, your income, so you feel fulfilled, so you can live the life you deserve? Because I believe we all have potential and we all can achieve the success we want in the new country if we figure out how to do it. And I've been doing these walk and talk series on trails in my city, in the San Francisco Bay Area, I would say more the region, because I find I'm most inspired and can really get clarity on my thoughts when I walk on trails, much better than when I'm sitting in my home office in front of a computer. Now, the first C in this roadmap is finding clarity. But before I go into that, I want to ask you to stay till the end so you can go through all the 8 C's with me. And also, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment so you get notified every time I create a new video. And my videos right now are all focused on helping you make bold moves abroad. All right, so let's get back to clarity. And I think at this point, I am going to do what I normally do, which is switch the camera around so you can walk on the trail with me. I'm actually here because my daughter is at cross-country practice, so the kids are going to run by at some point, I guess. And I have a limited amount of time, which is good because I tend to ramble, so this way I can cover the 8 C's pretty quickly. Oh, here they come. All right, so I'm going to switch the camera so you can see my trail, and I'm going to continue. All right, so finding clarity on your expertise, on your zone of genius. When you move to another country, you have to really sometimes, as I said before, tap into your potential, figure out what it is that you want to be known for. Because when you move, sometimes actually the scales fall off your eyes and you realize, this is what I want to do in this country. So really understanding your strengths, what your goals are, what you want to achieve in this country, who your target audience is, what does success look like for you. That all comes under clarity, and also clarity on what your personal brand is. Because when you want to make bold moves abroad, building a personal brand is so important, so people really know who you are. The second C is confidence. So very often what stops us from stepping into our clarity is our mindset, that we're not good enough, maybe we're too foreign, we have an accent, we're not from this country, we're going to fail, people are going to judge us, we don't have the courage. But you've got to just start. And I'll share a link to a video I did a couple of days ago about just starting, being messy and just starting, because that's how confidence comes. So you just have to focus on the value you want to share with that one person who you think will benefit from it. And that will help you with stepping into your confidence. And it gets easier with time. For me, doing these solo videos initially, or even speaking at events, hosting workshops, was so hard. But as you continue to do it, you get better. You get clearer on what you want to say, who your audience is, what they want from you. And it also builds your confidence. The third C is community. This is pretty high up in my roadmap because I really think when you live abroad or you move abroad and you want to make all these bold moves, you can't do it alone. You need to find people who get you, like-minded people, maybe other expats like you who are purpose-driven, high-achieving, ambitious, and we have a fantastic community called the Expat Women Membership. I'll share a link in the description where we really work on all these 8 C's. Women are at different stages in the Make Bold Moves Abroad roadmap, but everyone's very supportive and there are plenty of opportunities for them to showcase their expertise, learn about content creation and the other things that I'm covering today. So find that community. It could be expats, it could be people in your area of expertise or industry, it could be your target audience, it could be people who have your target audience. Okay, so the next, and the sun's really sharp, so it doesn't look as nice as I would like to. The sun is overhead. It's really hot. It's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's summer. That's why everything looks so dry. Yeah, you can see my shadow there. This looks a little better, but I'm heading towards the end of the trail now because I know my daughter's going to finish at some point and the kids are running back. Anyway, so coming back to the 4th C is content. And this is again kind of scary because I had the same issue when I was first trying to put myself out there. It was, what kind of content can I create? And when we think of content, we usually think about written content. But content can also be events. It can be speaking or being interviewed for podcasts, on YouTube channels. I'm currently only doing solo videos, but there are plenty of YouTube channels out there where people are looking for guests to interview people about their stories, about moving abroad, living abroad, etc. You can start your own. So you can start really very simply with content. And just again to remind you, I am going to do separate videos on each of these topics. So right now I'm just giving you like a quick overview. So content could be text, it could be videos, it could be comments you make on other people's content, it can be events, interviews, in-person, virtual events, workshops, just any and every platform that helps you showcase your expertise. And you just want to start with one. You don't want to spread yourself thin. When I first started the Expat Woman, my content was events. I built a huge community of over 10,000 women, expat women, through my events. I was able to showcase women who were subject matter experts at my events through panel discussion. All right, the next C is channel, which is kind of similar to the content, because I was talking about how you can create content and avenues to create content. So channels are what I just covered in content. It's events, it's platforms like LinkedIn or YouTube. Those are the 2 platforms I highly recommend. I know there are people on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, but I really think for making bold moves abroad, you want to focus on a platform where you can really reach a professional group of women or men or whoever your target audience is, because I've been on various platforms and I have found LinkedIn to be the best one for my journey with making bold moves abroad. Even when I was just focusing on events initially, I used LinkedIn to build my network, to find speakers, sponsors, event venues, guests, etc. So once you get comfortable with LinkedIn, again, this is my personal experience and my opinions, you could try any platform. I would then encourage you to do YouTube, or you could do it the other way around. For some people, video gets a little scary, but I highly recommend every expat woman who wants to make bold moves to make videos, because I think with all this AI out there, videos are a fantastic way to really show yourself, like show up, build your know, like, and trust factor, separate you or stand out from the crowd. Everyone's creating AI content, and I wanted to add that under the C for content, that anyone can find content by using AI, but when you personalize it, when you share your stories and expertise, it definitely helps you stand out and helps and makes people want to work with you or offer up opportunities to you. All right, so the next one is communication. And this again is really important, because whether you're on a community, you're on a channel, creating content, or even trying to get clarity and confidence, you want to be able to communicate. You want to be able to share your knowledge. You want to nurture relationships. You want to connect. You want to find like-minded people who you can work with. So very important that you don't do this solo. You communicate your needs, your offers, your expertise on platforms through emails, direct messages, calls, in-person coffee meetups, in person or virtual. And then the last two are collaboration and conversion. Again, I think collaboration is so important, because you can't do things solo. You've got to co-host events with people maybe to get that confidence. And again, I want to actually, I'm climbing up this hill, so it's a little wobbly. I just want to get out of the sun. So why I think collaboration is so important, and I'm trying to move the camera, I'm still trying to figure out how to not like be in the video, like my shadow in the video. Okay, this seems pretty good now. Maybe I should have used this angle earlier. Yeah, so as you go on this journey with me of making bold moves abroad, you'll also kind of see how I'm trying to get better at shooting videos. So yeah, just bear with me. This seems to be okay. I am going up a kind of rocky hill right now, so, and hopefully I won't encounter any rattlesnakes. Okay, I think I'm okay right now. So yeah, coming back to collaboration, you can go solo, but when I hosted my first event, I did collaborate with another woman, another expat woman, and we hosted an event together, which was actually really successful. We both brought our expertise, our audiences, and it gave me the confidence to then do more events. I've seen women in my membership, in my community, expat women community, collaborate on a number of things, whether it's doing podcasts or videos together, writing content together, showcasing each other's expertise in their posts. We did something inside the membership called the Follow Friday, and people were sharing each other's expertise, links to their LinkedIn profiles, etc. I think it helps you build more visibility, get in front of new audiences, gives you confidence, clarity, and you can also learn from each other when you collaborate. And finally, The last one is conversion. You want to turn that visibility, that content, that expertise into income, clients, opportunities. So that won't happen unless you follow the first 7 C's. But I think conversion is extremely important to make those bold moves abroad, because it does elevate your impact, your influence, and your income. All right, so now I'm going to switch the camera back to me, and hopefully I'm in frame. I'm not too much in the shadow, and I'm panting a little bit because I went uphill. But I wanted to know which of these C's resonates with you, or which one do you need to work on, or you've already worked on. Let me know in the comments, and I will share links in the description to the videos that I've already done. I've done 2 in this series. The first one is just start. Even if it's messy, you can see my video is pretty messy, but hopefully I got my message across. And the second video in that series is I talk a little bit more about make bold moves abroad, how I was inspired to come up with this tagline, this concept, this framework. And then moving forward, I will be doing individual videos on each of the 8 C's. I will also be doing a workshop webinar on these 8 C's, so not individual videos, but a longer version of this video. I will share the link in the description, maybe in the comments. It will be free, so you can join me in a Zoom room to discuss this, or rather when we dive deeper. Okay, I better stop for a minute and let my brain continue to work, because I think sometimes when I walk, especially here, the trail is so narrow. I don't want to fall. That's why I'm stumbling on my words. But yeah, I'll share a link to that as well, and please hit the like, subscribe, notification bells buttons, so that we can continue to walk this journey of making bold moves abroad. And you can also come with me on my walks on these trails. Hopefully I'll get better at this. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.